Hi guys, I mentioned in one of my recent videos that I'd managed to burn out one of my ESCs. They're only cheap Chinese ones that I use on my little boats on the brushed motors. Well, you can see the scorch marks here. I've already cut this heat shrink casing off it, but I've put it back in place so you can see where the burn marks were. So if we take that out of the way, there we go. And then these are the wires that go to the receiver, and you can see we have black and charred just here, and we're actually, the insulation's melted right through to the bare conductors here, and it's this chip is the one that's overheated significantly. I'm not going to try and be clever and read what it actually says on there, because I'm not going to attempt to replace it. You can probably see there's a bit of black carbon deposit there. I've actually taken this apart already and scraped much of it off, so it doesn't look as bad as it did when I first took it apart. So I don't know, it may even still work. What happened, I think, was it got wet, and that's what allowed it to overheat, because I expect it all shorted out down here and got rather hot. It certainly smoked anyway. So that's what a burnt out ESC might look like. That's what it looks like in my case. I'm tempted to cut these wires, re-terminate them and see whether it will still work, because now that all the moisture's been taken out, it might be okay. Just a quick look at the other side of the circuit board, and this side looks fine. There's no obvious burn marks on it. I do remember on the day that that one was getting very hot when I put my fingers on it, but the rest were okay. So looks like this side escaped, but the other side, you can actually see now I've cleaned it up a little bit more. You can see we've got a good burn on it there. It's actually eaten into the surface, and the same there. The surface has been eaten away by the heat. So I doubt whether it's worth saving. I certainly don't intend to try and repair the chips on there, replace them. It doesn't cost very much as a whole unit, so buying the individual bits are probably not worth it. You may notice this doesn't look very healthy either. That's the wires that go away to the on-off switch. Well, I couldn't resist trying it out again. So I've got the receiver, I've got a small LiPo, I've got the motor and servo off my little fan boat. So I've connected it up together, and it's working as a BEC, in other words battery eliminator circuit. We're getting the battery power through to the receiver, and we've actually got power going through to the motor. But this ESC should give me forwards and backwards, and we're not getting any in the opposite direction. So it looks like, if I'm desperate, I could use it to power something, but only in one direction, and that's not going very fast. So I think the direction it's actually working is the old reverse direction, or the original reverse direction, because it puts less power in reverse than it does in the forward direction. So we have a faulty ESC rather than a completely dead one. And as I say, if you needed a battery eliminator circuit, it would work. And it would work on a glider. If you didn't need the power output, you could just use it as a BEC, battery eliminator circuit. So you could run your, this should go up to 2S, so you could run a 2S off it and power a glider. So not a complete loss. So I might still take those wires off and re-terminate them so there's no bare conductors laying around. But we're not getting forwards, we're getting reverse. I've just stuck a 2S on it. You might want to watch this closely. It starts smoking. So it's not very happy.